Smart automation, better business. Learn how to optimize your business with Solved.
Is managing your Salesforce Revenue Cloud assets a major pain point? Does the process of amending, renewing, or canceling subscription feel clunky and manual? My name is Parker and I'm a consultant at Solved, focusing on Revenue Cloud and its features. We often work with companies to implement Revenue Cloud, and we consistently see that the default functionality is a huge pain point. This video is for you if you want to learn how to leverage the out-of-the-box amend, renew, and cancel assets flow. By the end of this video, you'll know how to take advantage of this pre-built functionality and learn how to customize it to meet your business needs. The amend, renew, and cancel assets flow, or ARC flow as we'll call it, is a powerful pre-built screen flow designed by Salesforce to simplify the management of assets throughout their lifecycle. Its main purpose is to automate the back-end process for sales reps and operations teams when they need to make changes to a customer's subscription or product. This flow is typically launched by clicking the amend, renew, or cancel buttons on the Manage Assets page of the account. Think of your Managed Assets viewer as your central hub for all active assets. The ARC flow automates the creation of a new quote or order that reflects the requested change, whether it's an amendment, a renewal, or a cancellation. To use this feature, users must have the necessary permissions. These are specific permission sets like amend assets, renew assets, and cancel assets. Additionally, underlying actions themselves require specific API permissions, such as Initiate Amendment API and Initiate Renewal API. Let's dive into the actual flow. To access this flow, you will need to choose a new flow. It will bring you to the flow builder, and you can choose a new automation. Here, type in amend. You'll see that we have a template for amend, renew, and cancel assets. Once selected, you'll see a flow pop up on your screen. This flow, again, like we said, is the process that Revenue Cloud uses to amend, renew, and cancel. This is a template and a standard functionality, which means you can use this as a starting point to help customize this process for yourself. You can use this as a starting point or create your own flow by utilizing specific elements here in this flow. To better understand what you can do, let's talk about some of the elements of this flow. As we specified earlier, this is a screen flow that launches based off of the selection of the amend, renew, or cancel buttons. From that, it will then identify what has been chosen if you're amending, renewing, or canceling. If you are amending, we will then talk about amendments later. If you're renewing, it will follow this path. And then lastly, if you're canceling, similar to amendments, we will handle that in the back half of this flow. From the renewal, it will pop up in a renewal specific screen where you'll be able to set the renewal term start date and renewal term end date if you choose the override renewal term. If not, the automatic renewal term renewal is selected, it will use the renewal term on the assets to understand how it should be renewed. Again, in this case, we're assigning the renewal term based off of either the date selected or the dates assigned by the auto renewal. It will then identify if you're renewing from your account or from a contract. If a contract is not identified, it will renew these assets from the contract path. If not, it will renew it from the account. From this, there are a number of elements that are populated and a number of items that can be updated. You can see here that from the renewal from account, it uses the initiate renewal flow. This initiate renewal action can be used and is the same for renew assets. So it can just be used in a number of different ways. In this case, we are taking the assets that have been provided and selected from the manage assets. We have already identified what the output type is, which is either quote or order. And then since we're renewing from the account, we do not need a contract ID. You'll see that there's an opportunity ID that can be included. This would be in the case where if you have an opportunity that you want to use for amendments or renewals, this would be an example of you want a specific record type or specific fields to be populated, possibly from an existing flow for amendment and renewal opportunities. You can utilize this initiate renewal within that flow to help take the necessary elements and renew those assets. Keep in mind that because of the nature of this screen flow, you may need to build out robust areas to gather the correct information in order to populate the appropriate opportunity ID. So that is renewals. Again, based off of the context of the renewal, it will renew appropriately. If it's not a renewal, it will either be an amendment or a cancellation. You will then get a separate prompt for scheduling. Let me step back one more. We'll first decide when is the cancellation or amendment start date. You can also say to choose to use the subscription start date as your amendment start date. It will assign that start date based off of what has been provided, and then identify if it is an amendment or a cancellation. If it's amendment, it will identify, have you chosen the subscription start date, or are we going to schedule an amendment date? So when amendment date is scheduled, you can't amend the asset before the scheduled amendment date. So again, that can be an area where you can change the verbiage or other elements as needed. It will then identify, again, similar to renewals, if you're amending from a contract or an account. And then it will utilize an initiate amendment action, similar to the initiate renewal, where we gather specific information and identify how this asset will be amended. One thing to identify here is that we also have the opportunity ID. So in the same way that we talked about renewals, you could generate an amendment opportunity and then populate this element of the initiate amendment action so that these assets are amended to a specific opportunity. The last element of this flow is the cancellation. We have a separate action here for initiate cancellation, where it will take these specific assets, and you could as well create a separate cancellation opportunity or an amendment that is identified as a cancellation. This allows you to then modify and adjust this flow to help handle your company's needs, making sure that it becomes a seamless process when you need to change and modify. So let's recap. The amend, renew, and cancel assets flow is an invaluable tool for any company using Revenue Cloud. It automates complex processes and streamlines asset lifecycle management for your teams. While the out-of-the-box functionality is incredibly useful, its true power lies in its ability to be customized. By cloning the default flow and adding your own business logic using standard flow elements, you can tailor it to meet your unique needs and truly optimize your revenue operations. Remember, understanding this flow is key to getting the most out of Salesforce Revenue Cloud. Thank you for watching today. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you can learn more about Revenue Cloud and its amazing features.
Thank you so much for watching. We can't wait to help you automate your business. Please like, comment, or subscribe for more.